Hi, and welcome to the Business Cardholder Business Spotlight, where we have a casual chat with cardholders, get to know them a little better, learn about their business and what they have to offer you, the consumer. I'm Barry Donovan, your host, and today our featured guest is Mr. Bill Schaeffer. Hello, Bill.
Barry.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Barry. Hi. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. If I don't see you, good night.
Well, comedian, huh? I was going to ask you to tell people what you do, but I guess they already know. So thank you for watching, folks. How you doing today, Bill?
Great, Barry.
All right, excellent. Well, the format of the show, we kind of like to get it in 10 minutes or so. People are busy, but I want them to have an opportunity to get to know you a little better. So why don't you introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business, and we'll go from there.
Sure. So as I said, thanks. Again, thank you, Barry, for having me on. It is a pleasure to be featured. And I'm Bill Schaeffer, as you said, and I am with Arrowhead Capital Mortgage, and I am a mortgage broker loan officer. And I am also the branch manager here in Denver, Colorado, managing our Arrowhead Capital Colorado office and branch. A little bit about me. I am a passionate person and a married man of 23 years and a lover of the Denver Broncos, California born, but got here as fast as I could and fell in love with the Broncos before I met my wife, and we absolutely love living here in Denver, and we're never leaving. So go Broncos, go Denver, and go wife, go life. Go Barry.
How long have you been here?
I got here in 2009. So 11 years.
All right. I got here in 2008.
Okay.
Yep. So you came from the West Coast. I came from the East Coast. So
there you go. And we all meet in the middle in the good state of Colorado.
Right. Exactly. Anybody watching? I said this in a few episodes ago, but Colorado's closed if you're thinking of moving here. Yeah. Now, Bill's not going to like that because he's a mortgage. He's a mortgage guy, so he's not going to like that. But sorry, Bill.
It's okay.
Yeah.
So Bill, we'll have to open it up with when they need to.
Sure. So, the mortgage business, there's mortgage companies, you hear Quicken Loans, you hear all these other ones on the radio. What differentiates, you and Arrowhead from the big ones you hear about on the radio and have the big ad budgets, those guys?
Absolutely. First, it's the interpersonal relationships that we develop with our clients so that we know we are accomplishing their goals. I like to refer to myself as a relationship mortgage broker because I focus on the relationship that you have with your money, the relationship that you have with the people helping you, and making sure we are accomplishing your goals throughout the entire transaction so that you're not treated just like another name and a number at a big box bank. And not to bash on the Quicken Loans, you mentioned them, or any of the others that are out there. They all serve a place and they're helpful, but exactly that. You want to be able to call me, you want to be able to text me on a Saturday, Friday, and know that I'm going to answer at 6:30 and respond to you or give you some peace of mind. You can do that because you have that relationship, you have that connection with me, my client, my referral partner, anybody involved. If you don't have that with your big box bank, you're not going to get it by just walking in the door going, okay, I want to get a mortgage today, and I want the ability to talk to one person throughout the entire transaction and call that person, text that person, celebrate with that person. You don't get it. So that is what we as independent mortgage brokers and a small family-owned company, that's what we bring as a differentiator to the table.
And I know from experience, I've seen you around the block here, and you're a big networker, you're a big connector. You really do practice what you preach in terms of relationships and those types of things. So I definitely get it for sure. For sure.
I wear it as a badge of honor. It's not a phrase I use lightly, but thank you. I'm glad you have seen that, experienced it, and understand it.
Absolutely. Now, refis are big now, right?
Big right
so you do refis, you do traditional. Do you do any other mortgage lending products like reverse mortgages and those types of things?
I'd say in the mortgage world is very vast. There is everything from jumbos to reverses to forward mortgages, VA, FHA, conventional. I stay in the forward world and dabble in the jumbo world when we have those type of needs.
Right.
It is by no means complicated to change things, but I definitely have partners that I send my reverse mortgages to when those needs are left. So
Right.
yeah, I stay in the traditional mortgage world.
Okay. So I'm looking for a mortgage. I contact you. Take me through the process of what it would be like to work with you and your team.
Absolutely. So it doesn't matter if it's a refinance or a purchase. We're going to have that conversation and figure out what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish. A refinance is obviously going to be a little bit more transactional because you're already in your house. You're either trying to lower your rate, get some cash out, cut some term off. You have a specific goal in mind and you've already qualified. So we're going to go through some of those questions of what's your job like, what are your assets like, what has changed since maybe you purchased, and we'll be able to kind of break that down with a little bit easier. The purchase process is very much something that I love, and I truly where the relationship starts, because you sit down with that client, whether it's a husband and wife, a young couple that's not married yet, or a new kid getting his first home, being helped by a mom and dad, or those type of things, and you sit together and you get to educate them and you get to help them. You get to break it down of what is a loan, why there's a mortgage, what are the different terms. Some want a lot of information, some don't want any information, but you get to kind of figure out where it's at. And then you get to tell them, hey, I'm going to need bank statements, I'm going to need pay stubs, I'm going to be able to need this. So you really get to be that educational advocate, and you're building that connection, you're building that relationship, you're building that trust, and that's where the process starts. So for me, it is that initial conversation, that initial meeting where we go over things, and then I don't pass my clients off to a processor or a team. I have a team, but I'm always the point of contact for my clients and my referral partners. So throughout the process and the transaction, they're going to send me things. I'm going to request things, but they're going to talk to me directly. Again, they don't get passed off, name and a number type of style. I take care of everything of the communication. And then we ultimately get to the closing table. We'll know all of the details before, and we celebrate, we accomplish their goals,
Right.
and we move forward onto their next screen.
Excellent. Well, that's a very detailed, excellent kind of outline or process. If somebody has never gone through a mortgage or applied for a mortgage, I can tell you it can be cumbersome, but having somebody like Bill who will walk you through it, it makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to ask you in a minute or two here if you have any tips for, any new home purchasers, that type of thing. But before we do that, I would be remiss, since this is the business spotlight, and you're a card holder. I want to ask you, you've been a card holder for how many years now?
It's probably got to be 4 years.
Okay.
Somewhere in that range, 4.5.
Okay. So 4 years. How have you found the card to help you out in your business?
I love it. It's number one is if somebody wants to text or get my contact information, I don't just text them, here's my phone number, here's Bill Schaeffer. I text them my business card link. So they've got my email, my web address, my Facebook, my phone number, my business line, my fax number. They have all of my contact information, but then they've gotten my face. I've got videos on my business card. I've got information. I've got places of where to ask questions, get questions answered, all the different resources they may have. So it's that one-stop shop, if you will, that they just got from a simple text, a simple, email, instantaneously of, oh, send me your information. Well, here you go. Here's my information, and here's the entrance into my world.
Right. Well, great. So it's helpful. It's there when you need it. And and we appreciate you being, part of the business card family for 4 years. I should have known that because I wish I had thought of that or looked into it a little deeper, because I pulled a quick report on the past 12 months.
Okay.
And so we can see how many times we call the page has been viewed and how many devices have been loaded to. You care to venture to guess how many times your page has been viewed, your card has been viewed in the past 12 months?
12 months, I would say it's probably in a couple hundreds, and it's probably on, yeah, I'd say it's probably on that, 100 or so devices, friends and clients and referral partners and things. Yeah.
Right, right. Well, I think you'll be surprised. 502 page views in the past 12 months.
Okay.
And 241 devices.
That's awesome.
So you've been busy sharing, or somebody else is sharing your card.
Either way, if it's my referral partners that have it or me that has it, absolutely. I love it. I use it. I share it, and it's awesome. Thank you. That's crazy. That's great numbers.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you. And before we wrap up, I want to come back and ask you if you have any tips, like I mentioned earlier, for any first-time home buyers or home buyers who had a bad experience, or what can people do to prepare when they're thinking about buying a home? Maybe they're not going to buy it in the next 5 or 6, 7 months, but they I'm saving, I'm going to buy a home in a year, or whatever. What can they be doing to make sure that process goes smoothly?
Number one, gather and save your documents. I don't care right now about saving all of your pennies. Save your pay stubs, save your tax records, gather where those documents are. If you've moved from mom's house, if you've moved out of state, you've got things in storage. I'm gonna need 2 years of taxes and pay stubs, not necessarily, but if you've switched jobs, so gather those documents or know where they're at, get access to them. That's the number one tip I tell everybody, is get prepared. And then number two is don't stress about the down payment. There are programs out there that can make it with a 0% down, 1% down program, 3.5%, 5%, 10%. The world of saving 20% of a $500,000 purchase, that doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it. You can do it. It's an option, but it's not the only option that was available. So don't stress about that big nest egg amount. We can save that hopefully with maybe working a second job, doing Uber, doing bartending, doing those type of things, odds and ends, cashing in a 401k, a gift from mom and dad. There's so many different ways to be able to get you across the finish line with a very low down payment, so don't stress about that. And then don't get overwhelmed by technology, bells, whistles. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you want keys to your house. And you're going to get a loan, and you're going to get a roof and 4 walls, and you're going to get keys to your house. That's what you need to focus on at the end of the day.
Okay, and what about spending, debt, that type of stuff?
Every situation is different. So we'll look at that. We look at that, of course, but if somebody has spent normal, got a car payment, got some normal debt, they're going to still qualify for a house with a basic job. Could you cut some debt down and go get a bigger house? Absolutely. But if you're overextended on some credit cards, we'll work with you so that in 6 months, a year, you've got your debt situation back into line. Absolutely. But we cross all of those bridges when we get there.
Yeah, and you make a good point, or you make me think of something, that if somebody out there is thinking about buying a home, get with your mortgage guy, Bill, or if you're not in the Denver area, whoever it is, but get with them early. Even if you're planning a year out, sit down with them. I don't think most people think of that, but it would be very helpful based on what you've shared with us today, which has been excellent information.
Yeah, thank you. That's exactly what I tell people. Sit down with your financial planner, sit down with your accountant, sit down with your mortgage person, have them look at your documents once a year, no matter if you're buying, thinking about buying, dealing with your taxes, because they may be able to find a way to help you improve on whatever your goals are, short-term, long-term, across the board. So absolutely sit down and get prepared.
Great. Well, great stuff.
Thanks,
Before
Barry.
we sign off here, how can the viewers reach you? What's the best way to contact you or find out more about you and Arrowhead?
They download my business card, and
Yeah.
please put the QR code right there, or
We'll list your information here
All
on
right.
the video and on the
Really,
channel.
that's how I get everybody my information is through the card. But they can call, text, email. All my numbers are there. I'm at arrowheadcapital.com, acmortgagedenver.com.
Okay.
Whatever which way they want to find me, snail mail. About the only thing I don't respond to are smoke signals
Okay.
anymore.
Well, it'll be difficult here in Colorado lately because there's a lot of them, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Well, Bill, I appreciate you coming on, taking a little time in your Friday afternoon here to chat with us. I think the folks who are watching have definitely learned a little bit more about you and your business and how you can assist them. So I appreciate you taking the time, Bill. So thank you again.
And Barry, from a business card holder, I know you built an amazing platform, and you've done great for me and other referral partners that I use. So thank you for all you're doing for us.
Well, you're welcome, and thanks for that. So we're going to wrap up now, folks. Before we go, all I ask is that if you enjoyed the show, the episode, please share it with others. There's a subscribe button here on YouTube. Click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when the next episode comes out. We plan on sharing these about weekly. So please share and subscribe. That's it for today. I appreciate you folks watching. Thanks again, Bill. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. Cheers, everyone.